Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. There is a companion book by Barbara Moore. I don't use it, but if that's something you look for in decks, I just want to make sure you knew it was there. And there's a website, llewellyn.com. This one is from 2004. I don't know if they've reprinted it since. Supportive Oracle Cards, You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin, once it focuses. There's a website for them, rockpoolpublishing.com.au. So if any of that information works for you, feel free to enjoy. That just like flew. What was that? That's showing up. Alright, let's see what that is after. Okay, hold on. What do we got going on for Gemini? Is something new? I feel like this is something new coming in. Something new starting quite quickly. And I feel like what you're getting into here is going to last a while. You got friendship and acceptance. I'm a little bit like... Choose your allies carefully. I'm getting like, okay, I'm getting a two-faced thing. You know what I mean? Like the person, there's this I don't know. For some of you, I feel like you're gonna find this very easily, and you'll see it. You'll see it. Like you'll see this. It's almost like, you know, when you have that person, like when they're on the work floor or they're around other work, the main work people or around their bosses. They have this squeaky clean, perfect persona. But then again, when you go to lunch with them or something, or, you know, you see them outside of work, you're like, that's a totally different vibe. That's a totally different person. I feel like what they're saying with this is like, realize that like there's certain people who click together. You're going to figure one of them out. In work, they're one way. Outside of work, they're completely different. I want to be careful with this. Because I feel like this has to do with like, you know when people say the politically right thing, correct thing at work? They're just like, oh, everybody should be this should be fine, but then you find out outside of work, like, they do have prejudices. We're just leaving it at that, because I'm like the people they gravitate around, like, be aware of that. I don't know, I just feel like they're saying, you don't want to, like, go and just jump to conclusions, like, everybody they hang out with has those prejudices, but there's more of that going around here than not. Something about that. Because I feel like some people are picture perfect when the moment suits them. But when they let their guard down, and there's people around them that are very much like that as well, just see it for what it is. See it for what it is and be aware of it. I don't think this is something you're going to have the ability to change anything, but if you know what's going on, you might be able to make sure things work out the way they should without it being a problem. I don't know. Be aware of it. Be aware of it. Because I feel like at first you might not want to believe that that's what's going on. Because it's kind of like I would like to think better of certain people, but they're like, no, see them for who they are. You don't want to jump to conclusions too far, but just keep it in the back of your head that there's a possibility that the people they hang out with are of that same mindset. Just the possibility is strong. So, you know, be careful with it. But, you know, keep it in the back of your head. That way you could handle it as necessary. Just keep it more as a more live possibility. Because something really good is coming in for you really fast. But I feel like there's this energy that has to be dealt with, or at least you have to be very strongly aware of it. It's a very heavy presence. It's got a lot of effect on this whole situation. And there are people connected to it that they don't want to see it. They don't want to believe. They're not going to want to see that. They're not going to want to, you know, the person they see at work is who they want this person to really be, and the people around them, they don't want to see them differently. So there's going to be people who don't want to see the truth. They just have no interest in it. They know what they like, they know what they see, and they want what they see to be the truth. They want to see what they see at face value as the truth, not who these people are behind the scenes as the truth. You need to know it. You need to work with it. Be aware that if you try to push forward the truth, it may double back against you. Not that that's fair or right, but they're saying it's showing up for you to know it's there, but for you to also make positive changes with it in the appropriate times. This isn't something you're going to be able to just head-on deal with. I feel like I got to know about this and keep it to myself and pay attention what's around me, and just, if it comes to a point where we need to show who somebody really is, we got to kind of set this up not where we tell somebody, but maybe where the people who don't want to see the truth experience that truth for themselves. Not so much you're telling them as so much as you're setting up the stage so that they can just see who people are just being who they are. Like, they can just see it happening right in front of them, and then they can see the truth. Then it doesn't become, well, you think, well, you say thing. It doesn't come your word of mouth. It doesn't become your opinion in their opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the proof is in front of them. I think that's what we're kind of like. You want to like put this out there so that they can just watch it play out themselves, so they can see the truth themselves. Because I feel like they're saying you're going to have to kind of do some work and kind of walk away from it, sort of, and just kind of angle it so somebody else can actually watch it play out themselves, so that you don't have to be like on the hot seat, like, well, you say this is happening, but how do we know that's actually what's happening? Okay, we don't even have to do that. I'll just put it out here so you can actually see it play out all on your own. I feel by doing it this way too, you don't get dragged into the middle. You do what you need to do with it without being dragged in the middle. This card that flew out, what is it? The Tower is coming. The truth is coming forward. I just feel like they're saying it's on its side and it showed up in the environment, which means the situation will come crumbling down. The truth will come forward. You do seem to have a piece of it. But they're saying you can move this in a way so that people kind of like, instead of you saying, oh, let's just make this really simple. Let's just make it simple. Like, so-and-so is cheating on so-and-so. You know this information. Like, so-and-so is cheating on so-and-so. We're just going to make it simple just so it's palatable, I guess. Instead of you telling that person, oh, hey, you're getting cheated on by this person. They're seeing that person. You're being cheated on. Instead of doing that, just kind of like, hanging out with them. Like, hey, let's go to this store. And then as you're passing, as you're on your way to that store, you're like, oh, look, there's so-and-so's car. Oh, who are they hanging out with at that restaurant? I don't know. Let me go check. And then they find out for themselves. Oh, you're not telling them anything. You're not saying that they're cheating on each other. That person's cheating on them. You're just kind of like, oh, look, they're hanging out with that person. Oh, that's interesting. And they're there seeing it themselves. Oh, yeah, doesn't mean anything's happening, I guess, but the situation is going to blow up, and it doesn't have to be on you. You don't have to get the mess on you. I think that's the point. Because there's going to be a lot of work. People, that tower coming in is not really welcome in this situation, especially on its side. The tower sometimes, while it's a shock, sometimes it's a welcome shock once in a great while. Not this time. There's a lot of work that's going to happen because of this. There's a lot of harsh realities that are going to come forward that's going to bring forth a better continuance. You're going to continue in this situation. I don't know what's going on with other people, but you're going to continue on with this situation. There's a lot of work to fix what's going on once it comes forward, whatever it may be. I'm getting like, even though you know a lot, walk away from it. Just put forward, just make sure you put it out there so people can discover the truth for themselves. You don't have to get this mess on you. Granted, you want to make sure the truth is out there, but you don't have to be the one saying it. You can just put it out there so people can walk right into it and find it themselves. You're very smart that way. You know how to do that if you need to, is what I'm getting. I mean, Gemini is very smart. Just kind of like, leave the breadcrumbs out there. Let them follow them themselves. And when they see what they see, they see what they see. That way you don't get caught in the middle of it. You'll be a lot happier that way too. This is creating a big change. This is creating a big change that should go in your benefit. It's all about how you handle it with the information. Because I'm getting this Page of Wands, kind of like there's going to be openings and you're just going to naturally flow right into the next spot where you need to. Doesn't seem like it causes much issue. Doesn't seem like it really is hard for you to just flow into the next spot. It's all about how you handle the information. This is all about how you handle the information. You can get your point across without being the target. Just, it's a different way of bringing forth the information without you being the target, without you being somebody else's scapegoat. Because I feel like that's what this other energy is going to try to do. If you point them out and you verbally say, that person's doing this, somebody else is going to handle it, but then they're going to be like, well, the Gemini told me. And they're like, well, the Gemini lied, or the Gemini's making that up, or the Gemini's jealous and they're just causing problems. If you're not even in that equation, if it's more like, they walked in and they're seeing, I saw you myself, I see you doing this, you're not even a factor. You can't be thrown in the middle. You can't be used as the scapegoat. It's all about how you handle the information. Because I feel like this situation, that's how to handle it going forward. Like, that's the best way to handle it. Finding ways for these people to find out for themselves. It seems to work a lot better for you. I feel like this is a lot of upheaval that I really don't want credit for anyway. I just want things to correct. So I don't feel like I need the attention. I don't feel like I need any type of credit or accolade for like hunting something out. I'm like, yeah, I don't want a part of that anyway. I do need it to be fixed, but I don't need any highlights on me for this. I don't want to be connected with it. I just want to make sure people know what's going on and that they can correct it. So we're just trying to stay out of the line of fire, I feel. All right, I think we're there. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below as well. Same email. Thank you for watching and have a great day.